Your cat is saying sorry. Here's how. Your cat knocked your water glass off the table, looked you dead in the eyes while doing it, and then had the audacity to walk away like nothing happened. But what if I told you that sometimes, after doing stuff like that, your cat actually feels bad about it, and they're trying to tell you, yeah, your cat has been apologizing to you this whole time, and you had no idea. Cats have this reputation for being cold, unbothered, and completely indifferent to your feelings. And okay, sometimes that's true. Sometimes your cat really does not care. But here's the thing people get wrong about cats. They actually do have feelings, they do form attachments, and they absolutely have ways of communicating with you. The problem is that cat communication looks nothing like human communication or even dog communication. So when your cat is trying to make up with you after a bad moment, most people completely miss it. They just think the cat is being weird or doing random stuff. So today we're going to break down exactly what it looks like when a cat is saying sorry. And trust me, once you see it, you're going to start noticing it all the time. Here's the thing. Cats didn't evolve to live with humans the same way dogs did. Dogs have been hanging around people for tens of thousands of years, so they got really good at reading us and showing emotions in ways we understand. Big eyes, wagging tail, making sad faces. Dogs basically learned to speak human. Cats, they took a different path. They were mostly solitary animals. They didn't need to communicate a lot with others. So the emotional signals they use are a lot more subtle, a lot quieter, and a lot easier to miss if you don't know what you're looking for. And this creates a huge problem. Because when something goes wrong between you and your cat, when your cat bites you by accident, when they scratch you, when they do something that upsets the two of you, they might actually want to fix it. They might feel something close to what we would call guilt or regret. But the way they show it is so different from what we expect that we don't even realize it's happening. Most people just think the cat is being weird or randomly affectionate. They don't connect it to the thing that happened earlier. So the cat is literally trying to apologize and the human is just like, huh, the cat's being cuddly today. And then the moment passes and nothing gets resolved. So what does a cat apology actually look like? Let's go through the signs one by one, because some of them are really obvious once you know what they are, and some of them are going to surprise you. Sign number 1, the slow blink. Okay, so this one is maybe the most well-known cat communication thing, but people still don't fully understand what it means or when it's being used as an apology. When a cat looks at you and slowly closes their eyes and opens them again, that's not them being sleepy. In cat language, that's basically a peace sign. It's them saying, I'm calm, I'm not a threat, everything is okay between us. And here's where the apology part comes in. If something stressful just happened, if you and your cat had a moment where they scratched you or hissed or got scared and acted out, and then a little while later they come sit near you and start doing the slow blink, that's them trying to reset things. They're saying, hey, we good. The best part is you can do it back. Seriously, slow blink at your cat, and they will very often slow blink back. You're basically telling each other you're fine. Sign number 2, head bunting. This is when your cat walks up to you and pushes their head against yours, or against your hand, or your leg. It might also look like them rubbing their cheek against you. Cats have scent glands on their face, specifically around their cheeks and forehead. When they rub against you, they're leaving their scent on you. And this is a big deal because in cat world, the things and the beings that have your scent are the things that belong to you, are the things that are safe, are yours. So when your cat does this to you after a rough moment, they're basically reclaiming you. They're saying, okay, you're still mine. You still belong to me. We're still a thing. It's their way of rebuilding the bond after it got a little shaken up. Some cats will do this very gently, very softly, like they're being careful. Other cats will just absolutely ram their head into your face because they have no chill. But either way, the meaning is the same. Sign number 3, bringing you a gift. Okay, so this one is maybe a little disgusting depending on where you live and whether your cat goes outside. But some cats will bring their owners presents. And this is a whole thing. Now, wild cats bring prey to other cats they care about. It's a social bonding behavior. They do it for their kittens, for cats they like. And some domestic cats do this too. They might bring you a toy, a sock, a leaf, or if they're an outdoor cat, something that used to be alive. The point isn't the gift. The point is the act of bringing it to you. And sometimes cats will do this specifically after a tense moment. It's like they're trying to make up for something by giving you something. Kind of like when you mess up with a friend and you show up with food. You don't have to be excited about it. You do have to acknowledge it. Because if you just ignore it or react badly, The cat gets confused. Sign number 4, the belly expose. The belly is the most vulnerable part of a cat's body. Their organs are all right there. In the wild, exposing the belly to another creature is a huge sign of trust. It's basically saying, I trust you so much that I'm showing you the one spot where I could really get hurt. When your cat flops down in front of you and rolls onto their back to show you the belly, they are showing you they're completely comfortable with you. And if they do this after a moment where things got tense, that's them trying to show you that they're not scared of you. They're not mad at you. They feel safe with you. Now here's the thing. This is not always an invitation to touch the belly. A lot of cats do not want their belly rubbed. The belly expose is more of a trust signal than a please pet me here signal. If you go in for the belly rub and you get a handful of claws, that's not the cat taking back the apology. That's just the belly being off limits. Read the room. Sign number 5, sitting near you or following you. This one is super subtle and a lot of people completely miss it. Cats are territorial and they like their space. When a cat doesn't want to be around someone, they just leave. They go to another room. They find a high spot. They disappear under the bed. Cats are very good at not being around people they don't want to be around. So when your cat, right after a tense moment, decides to come sit near you, not necessarily on you, just near you, that's intentional. They chose to be in your space. They chose to reduce the distance between you. It might look like they're just hanging out. They might not even look at you. They might sit with their back to you. But they're there, and they're there on purpose. Sometimes you'll even notice that your cat will follow you from room to room after something happened, just staying nearby without being too obvious about it. They're keeping an eye on you. They want to make sure you're okay. They want to be close without making a big deal about it. It's very cat behavior. Very. I care, but I'm not going to admit I care. Sign number 6, kneading. You know that thing where your cat climbs on you and starts pushing their paws in and out against you like they're making bread dough? That's called kneading, and it's one of the most comforting behaviors a cat can do. Kittens need their mothers while nursing because it helps the milk come out. So kneading is deeply connected to feelings of safety, warmth, and comfort. When adult cats knead, they're basically accessing this primal feeling of being taken care of, being safe, being okay. When a cat does this on or near you, they're in a really trusting, comfortable state. And if they start doing this after a moment of tension, it's their way of choosing to feel safe with you again. They're not staying in the stressed place. They're coming back to you. It also kind of suits them. So it works both ways. They feel better doing it, and it brings them back to you. Sign number 7, vocalizing differently. Cats change how they communicate with their voice depending on their emotional state. If your cat usually doesn't meow much, and then after something goes sideways, they start doing these small, soft little chirps or little trilling sounds when they walk past you. That's communication. Cats use trills and chirps with cats they like. It's a greeting, but it's also a softening gesture. It's like when someone who was cold to you earlier suddenly comes up and says something casual and friendly. They're not going to just walk up and say, hey, I'm sorry about earlier. They're going to ease back in. Cats do the same thing with sound. If your cat is making soft little sounds when they interact with you after a rough moment, they're reestablishing communication. They're reaching out. They're saying, we're still talking. Here's the part that I think is actually kind of beautiful when you understand it. Cats don't have the concept of, I was wrong, the same way humans do. They don't sit there and think through what they did and decide they need to make it right. It's not that calculated, but they do feel the shift in the relationship. They notice when something is different between you and them. They notice when you're tense, when you're quieter, when you're not engaging with them the same way. And a lot of cats will try to fix it, not because they know they did something wrong, but because they don't like the way things feel when there's distance between you and them. They want things to go back to good. And so they do these things, the slow blinks, the head rubs, the sitting close, the soft sounds, because those are the tools they have. And honestly, that's not so different from how humans work. We don't always understand exactly why something got tense. We don't always have the words. But we'll make food for someone, or send a meme, or just sit with them. We use the tools we have. Your cat is doing the same thing. The reason this matters is because if you understand what your cat is trying to do, you can actually respond to it. You can slow blink back. You can let them come to you. You can sit quietly near them. You can acknowledge that they're reaching out instead of just missing it entirely. And when you do that, when you both kind of meet in the middle, the relationship actually gets stronger. Because your cat starts to learn that when things get weird, they can come back to you and things will be okay. and you start to notice how much your cat is actually communicating with you all the time. So to wrap this up, your cat is not a cold, emotionless creature that couldn't care less about you. They just have a very different language than you do. When your cat slow blinks at you, when they rub their face on you, when they expose their belly, when they follow you around the house, when they come sit close without making a big deal of it, when they need, when they make little soft sounds at you, those are all things that can mean your cat is trying to reconnect with you. Trying to say things are okay. Trying to say sorry in the only language they know. You don't have to understand every single signal all at once. Just start paying attention. Notice what your cat does after a tense moment. Notice the patterns. You'll start to see it. And once you do, you're going to look at your cat completely differently. Because this whole time, they've been talking to you. You just didn't have the translation yet. If your cat does any of these things, subscribe, because we've got a lot more of this coming.